Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I just want to bring a brief word of encouragement to somebody today. I was sitting here and I was reflecting back on a couple of years ago when I clearly knew that God had spoken some very specific promises into my life. But I also remember taking liberty of trying to fulfill some of those promises in my own power. In other words, I got the promise of Isaac spoken to me, but I created an Ishmael. If you remember in the Bible, Abraham and Sarah, God told them that they were going to have a son, and they got impatient with God. They started looking at things in the natural. Oh God, we're running out of time. We're getting old. And isn't that how we sometimes do God? He tells us he's going to do something, but, we see him as not moving fast enough. So we decide that we're going to put things on a fast track and take it into our own hands. And what we do is we create Ishmaels. And during the time that this was happening, God and Abraham's relationship was strained. They were not as close as they were prior to that. And I can remember in my own life when I created some of my Ishmaels, my intimate time with God was very different. I didn't worship him as much, and I certainly was not in position to hear from him like I used to. So I just want to encourage somebody today, trust God. Don't try to fulfill what he says he's going to do in your own power. Trust that he knows the appointed time, that he knows exactly when you are ready and positioned for that promise, but don't create an Ishmael. Don't try to bring it to pass in your own power. Yes, God's grace and mercy abounded, and I thank God in my own life that he was able to kind of fix up some of those messes, but it did cost me a time frame of a lack of intimacy with him. It also brought some hurt and pain to myself or to somebody else. It just took me out of alignment and out of assignment, and it's better to just press forward than it is to try and start all over again. So I want to encourage you, don't create an Ishmael. And if you happen to be in an Ishmael situation right now, whether that's a relationship or a situation, it's time to let it go. If God is saying to let that situation go, let that relationship go, you need to let it go, because God cannot present your Isaac to you until you're willing to release your Ishmael. So I pray that this blesses and encourages somebody today. No Ishmaels. Wait on your Isaac. Amen. Have a blessed afternoon.